Wait. Before you peel that banana, I need you to stop for a second, especially if you're over 60, because the way you've been eating bananas all your life might not actually be doing your body any favors anymore. In fact, it could be quietly making some of the most common age-related problems like weight gain, blood sugar spikes, and digestive issues a whole lot worse. And I know that sounds surprising, right? Because bananas have always been considered one of the healthiest, most natural snacks out there. But what if I told you that for seniors, it's not just what you eat, it's how your body handles it that changes everything. Today, I'm going to break down exactly why bananas can go from being a superfood to a sneaky problem as we age, and how to fix it without giving them up completely. Because the truth is, you probably don't need to stop eating bananas. You just need to stop eating them like this. When it comes to bananas, most people don't realize that their level of ripeness completely changes how the body reacts to them. A banana isn't just a banana, it's a living fruit that keeps ripening, and with every stage, the nutritional profile shifts in a big way. When a banana is green or slightly yellow, it contains more resistant starch. That's a type of carbohydrate that doesn't digest quickly. Instead, it passes through your small intestine, almost like fiber, feeding the good bacteria in your gut and keeping your blood sugar nice and steady. Resistant starch is particularly beneficial for older adults because it helps improve insulin sensitivity, supports digestive health, and gives a slow, steady release of energy throughout the day. But as that banana sits on the counter and those brown spots start to appear, the resistant starch breaks down and turns into simple sugars like glucose, fructose, and sucrose. Those are the same types of sugars you'd find in candy or juice, and they get absorbed into your bloodstream much faster. That's why that super sweet, spotty banana tastes so good. It's practically pre-digested sugar. The problem is that after 60, your metabolism and insulin response aren't as efficient as they used to be. Your pancreas has to work harder to manage spikes in blood sugar, and your cells might not respond to insulin as well as they once did. So when you eat a ripe or overripe banana, your body experiences a quick surge in blood sugar, followed by a crash that leaves you tired, hungry, or craving more sweets. Over time, those frequent spikes can add up, increasing your risk of weight gain, inflammation, and insulin resistance. Many people don't realize that even natural sugars can stress your body when eaten in the wrong form or at the wrong stage of ripeness. For seniors trying to maintain steady energy, mental clarity, and balanced hormones, paying attention to banana ripeness makes a huge difference. A less ripe banana, one that's still a bit green or firm to the touch, digests more slowly and doesn't cause that dramatic rise and fall in blood sugar. It also contains compounds that feed healthy gut bacteria, helping improve digestion and even mood regulation through the gut-brain connection. On the other hand, very ripe bananas, while easy to chew and sweet, can make blood sugar management more difficult and may contribute to bloating or digestive discomfort in sensitive individuals. Choosing your banana based on your needs can be a simple but powerful form of control over your nutrition. If you enjoy the flavor of ripe bananas but want to avoid the sugar hit, you can balance them with fiber or protein. But when it comes purely to ripeness, slightly underripe is usually the best choice after 60. It might not taste as sweet, but your body will appreciate the steadier energy and better digestive balance. The key is to understand that as bananas ripen, they move from being a slow, burning source of fuel to a fast-burning one. And for older adults whose metabolism and insulin response have changed, that simple shift in ripeness can completely change how your body feels after eating one. One of the biggest mistakes people make, especially as they get older, is eating bananas completely on their own. It feels natural to grab one for breakfast or as a quick snack because it's easy, portable, and sweet enough to satisfy hunger in the moment. But the truth is, eating a banana by itself, especially on an empty stomach, can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. When you eat any high carbohydrate food without anything to slow down digestion, your body quickly breaks it down into glucose. That glucose rushes into your bloodstream, and your blood sugar levels shoot up fast. Your pancreas then releases insulin to bring those levels back down. But if your cells aren't as sensitive to insulin anymore, which is common after 60, that process can become sluggish and inefficient. The result is that sudden burst of energy followed by a crash an hour or two later, leaving you tired, irritable, or craving more sugar. The key is balance. Pairing a banana with a source of protein or healthy fat changes the way your body digests it. The fat or protein slows down the rate at which your stomach empties, meaning the sugars from the banana enter your bloodstream much more gradually. That prevents those sharp spikes and drops in energy. For example, eating half a banana with a handful of almonds or spreading a little peanut butter on banana slices provides a better balance between quick and slow energy. The same goes for adding banana slices to Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or oatmeal that's topped with nuts and seeds. You're still enjoying the flavor and nutrients of the banana, but now your body has the tools it needs to process that sugar in a healthier way. This combination approach also helps with appetite control. One of the reasons older adults struggle with constant hunger or afternoon fatigue is because of fluctuating blood sugar levels caused by eating simple carbohydrates alone. When you pair your banana with something that digests slowly, you stay fuller for longer, your energy lasts throughout the day, and you're less likely to reach for more snacks. It also supports better brain function because your brain thrives on steady glucose levels, not sharp rises and falls. That's especially important after 60 when maintaining mental clarity and focus becomes more of a challenge. Another benefit of pairing bananas with protein or fat is that it helps preserve muscle mass and maintain metabolism. As you age, protein becomes essential for preventing muscle loss, and incorporating it with your snacks or meals helps keep your body in a more balanced anabolic state. Something as simple as blending half a banana into a protein smoothie or pairing it with a boiled egg can make a real difference. The goal isn't to stop eating bananas, but to stop eating them in isolation. When you start thinking about food combinations instead of individual foods, your nutrition becomes far more powerful and supportive of your long-term health. Portion size is something most people overlook when it comes to fruit, especially bananas. Because they're natural and unprocessed, people tend to assume you can eat as much as you want without any consequences. But the truth is, the size of your banana makes a big difference in how much sugar and carbohydrates you're actually consuming. A small banana, around 6 inches long, has about 90 calories and roughly 12 grams of sugar. But a large banana, which is what most people grab without thinking, can easily have over 120 calories and close to 20 grams of sugar. That's the same amount of sugar you'd find in a small can of soda or several teaspoons of added sugar. When you consider how easily a banana can be eaten in just a few bites, it's easy to see how those numbers add up fast, especially for someone over 60 who may not burn through energy as efficiently as before. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down and our insulin sensitivity decreases. That means the body isn't as quick to use or store sugar properly. If you eat an entire large banana in one sitting, that sugar hits your bloodstream quickly, your insulin spikes, and if your cells can't absorb it efficiently, your body ends up storing more of it as fat. Over time, even small, consistent habits like eating large portions of fruit can make it harder to maintain a healthy weight or keep blood sugar stable. That's why controlling portion size matters so much. You don't need to cut bananas out of your diet. You just need to enjoy them in moderation. For most seniors, half a banana at a time is enough to get the benefits without overloading your system with sugar. Eating half a banana also gives you the flexibility to pair it with other nutrient-dense foods. You can slice half into a bowl of oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie with protein powder, or mash it onto whole grain toast with nut butter. You'll still get the potassium, magnesium, and fiber that make bananas valuable, but in a balanced, manageable amount. This smaller portion helps maintain stable blood sugar, supports better energy levels, and prevents that mid-morning or mid-afternoon crash. It also keeps your total daily carbohydrate intake in check, which becomes increasingly important as your body's ability to process glucose declines with age. Another advantage of watching portion size is that it trains you to become more mindful about how much sugar is hidden even in healthy foods. Many people believe sugar is only a problem when it comes from desserts or processed snacks, but natural sugar can have the same physiological effects when eaten in large quantities. By choosing a smaller portion, you're reducing the overall glycemic load of your meal, which helps your pancreas and liver work more efficiently. Over time, that can support better weight management, more consistent energy, and a lower risk of insulin resistance. It's also worth noting that smaller portions are easier on digestion. As you age, your stomach may not produce as much acid or digestive enzyme activity, so large, high sugar portions can cause bloating or discomfort. Eating a smaller serving makes it easier for your body to break down the fruit and absorb the nutrients without strain. It's not about deprivation. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs and no more. When you start thinking of bananas as a nutrient-dense ingredient rather than a full meal, it becomes much easier to balance your diet. The difference between one whole banana and half might seem small, but for someone over 60, that small adjustment can make a big impact on blood sugar control, digestion, and overall metabolic health. Timing and temperature may seem like small details when it comes to eating fruit, but for older adults, they can make a surprising difference in how your body handles the nutrients and sugars in a banana. When you eat a banana matters almost as much as how ripe it is or how much of it you eat. The body's ability to process carbohydrates changes throughout the day depending on your activity levels and hormonal rhythm. In the morning, especially if you haven't eaten yet, your blood sugar is more sensitive to spikes. Eating a banana on an empty stomach at that time can cause a quick rush of glucose into the bloodstream, followed by an energy crash that leaves you hungry or tired within a couple of hours. But if you eat that same banana alongside a meal or after physical activity, your body uses those sugars more effectively. When your muscles are active or have just been used during exercise, they're primed to absorb glucose and store it as energy rather than fat. That's why a banana can be a great pre- or post-workout snack. It provides fast fuel when your body can actually use it. For seniors, timing bananas around moments of movement rather than rest is especially beneficial. If you like to take a morning walk or do some light exercise, having half a banana before or right after can give you a natural energy boost and support recovery. On the other hand, eating a banana late at night, particularly right before bed, might not be as ideal. While bananas contain nutrients like magnesium and tryptophan that can help relax the body, the sugar content can raise your blood sugar temporarily. That spike can disrupt your sleep cycle by causing your body to release insulin and shift your energy balance just when you're trying to rest. If you do want a bedtime snack that includes banana, pairing a small portion with something that contains protein or healthy fat, like a few walnuts or a spoonful of Greek yogurt, helps stabilize blood sugar and makes it more sleep-friendly. Temperature plays a role too. Many people store their bananas in the refrigerator once they ripen. And while that helps them last longer, cold bananas can sometimes be harder to digest, especially for older adults whose stomach acid and digestive enzyme levels have declined over time. Cold foods can slow down the digestive process and lead to bloating or discomfort in those with more sensitive digestive systems. Eating bananas at room temperature or slightly warm, like blended into oatmeal or mashed onto toast, can make digestion smoother and reduce that heavy feeling some people experience after cold fruit. Warm or room temperature foods are generally easier for the stomach to process, and they help stimulate digestive function, which naturally slows down with age. The time of day and the condition of your digestive system also matter for nutrient absorption. Your body may absorb potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6 from bananas more efficiently when you're well hydrated and your digestion is active, such as after a meal or some light activity. Eating fruit when your metabolism is sluggish, like late at night or when you've been sedentary for hours, means those sugars are more likely to be stored rather than burned. Seniors can use this knowledge strategically by aligning banana consumption with periods of higher activity or as part of balanced meals. You get the benefits of energy, muscle support, and nutrition without the downside of sugar spikes or digestive strain. Timing and temperature may seem like minor adjustments, but for older adults, they represent an easy, practical way to improve how your body feels after eating. Simply choosing when and how to eat your banana can transform it from a simple snack into a smart nutritional tool that supports energy, digestion, and better overall balance throughout the day.